Good evening, everyone. My name is Ruben Martinez. We're the Martinez Podcast. Check out this podcast every week, twice a week. We couldn't have a schedule set soon. I may even do this every other day. It depends on my schedule. Right now, I can do it every day right now. And so that's why I plan on it for the next week, is doing it every day and getting these podcasts out so I have more videos on my page. Our first subject is going to be Brandon Marshall. Over the last week, we have seen this little thing from Cowboy fans, and talking about Brandon Marshall, and what you see on this picture on our screen is a Super Bowl trophy being held up, and this was the controversy this week by Cowboy fans. Another failure from them. Brandon Marshall sent this statement out. You all know about the profile picture that was set as his Twitter and Instagram photo 2 days before he signed with the New York Football Giants. And let's read what he said. Last week, as my release was made final, I began thinking about what I really want from the rest of my career. What I want the narrative to be. So I began Googling pictures of the Lombardi Trophy to change my profile pics on Instagram and Twitter, as a way of reminding myself constantly what I'm after. I found one I liked and made the switch. A couple of days later, my agent calls me and says, "What are you doing? We're supposed to be keeping this undercover." Apparently, I chose a picture of a New York Giant player hosting a Lombardi Trophy. Not only was he a Giant, but he also a receiver. Not only was a receiver, but what number do you think he wore? Number 15. And this was the fuss of last week. Tampering, we heard all this nonsense from Cowboy fans, and let's put this to rest now. This wasn't tampering. He was a free agent before free agency. He was not a free agent because the contract ended, so he is allowed to sign with other teams before free agency. The Jets released him. That made him a free agent. So he was allowed to sign with a team before free agency. You understand now? So this is nothing. This was made out of nothing. This is idiotic stuff made up by Cowboy fans that need to stop now. Get over it. He's not on your team. He chose the Giants for a reason. Because the Cowboys suck. Let's move on to another topic. Let's move on to the ZEKE Elliott situation. In my opinion, what he did was wrong. And in my opinion, Cowboy fans are the disgrace defending that young man. He has to learn from the mistake he made. And that mistake is well obvious. He made a mistake. And he should be punished for it. He groped a woman inappropriately. And the NFL must take action. The question is, what? In my belief, it should be a 4-game suspension automatically. What he did was inappropriately and disrespectful towards a woman. And this is all much discussed on this topic. The NFL must take action, and the NFL must punish him. Let's move on to the next topic. The New York Giants re-signed guard John Jerry. According to multiple sources, he will be fighting for the right guard position or the tackle position, along with DJ Furker, who's just recently re-signed a few days ago to a 1-year, $3 million contract. John Jerry was re-signed to a 3-year, $10 million contract, $4.5 million guaranteed. And they will also fight with Bobby Hart, a 7th-round draft pick from a couple years ago. According to multiple sources, the Giants are interested to signing King Dunlop, recently released by the Chargers a couple days ago. According to multiple sources, they both have interest into signing with each other. And the belief is, around the league, that could happen. You may ask, well, King Dunlop is not as good as he once was. Yes, that's factual. Behind everything. And so, he's not a great pass blocker, and he's not a great run blocker. But the question is he better than Eric Flowers? I don't know. I couldn't tell you until we see him on the football field competing against Eric Flowers for the left tackle position. In my opinion, if we sign him and he beats Eric Flowers at the left tackle position, we should put Eric Flowers to the right tackle position because, yes, he was a first-round draft pick. Not only a first-round draft pick, but he was the 9th overall draft pick. You don't give up on a 9th overall draft pick, and I think the right side is his side to be on. I don't think he's a left tackle, and I don't think he's a left guard. I obviously believe he's either a right guard or a right tackle, and I believe that's where he belongs at. Another thing about John Jerry, there's a lot of fuss about this from among Giants fans. I don't understand it. Because John Jerry is a very good run blocker. Not good run blocker. Not a run blocker. I mean, a really good pass blocker. And he is a terrible run blocker. It's like a brick wall there. The thing is, he's always been a good run blocker. And that's what he was last year. He was a really good run blocker. And in my opinion, he's an excellent backup to have on your football team. He can pass block like and nothing else all day long with no problem. His problem is run blocking, and at this point of his age, we should expect nothing less. He's not going to change overnight. He's not going to change at all because he is in his 30s. I can tell you right now how old he is. I'm not exactly sure how old he is, but I can tell you right now. I can take a look at it real fast by Googling it. He is 30 years old. Before the season, he'd be 31. So you should not expect him to improve much more. I mean, he's in his 30s, almost at the end of his career, and we shouldn't expect nothing less. He's not going to be a run blocker. Quite frankly, that's just the obvious facts. We all wish John Jerry well. I think he's a great guy to have on your team as a backup, and that's what he is, because DJ Fluker probably will beat him out at right guard because DJ Fluker is a better run blocker, but he's not a good pass blocker, but I think it's more to do with the system that he was in San Diego, so that it wasn't anything else than his talent. I think DJ Fluker could develop into a very good guard inside the National Football League. This is 1 year, $3 million dare prove-it deal. Where John Jerry has 3 years, $10 million, 4.25 guaranteed. And so I expect big things from the New York Giants this year. I think the offensive line is shaping out to be a very solid offensive line, better than what it was last year. Let's be honest, we have Justin Pugh, Westberg, and then two centerpieces of our offensive line, and not having DJ Fluker. That's a big thing to have. You got left guard, Justin Pugh, center, Weston Wishburg, right guard, DJ Fluker. DJ Fluker was not a great player in San Diego, now Los Angeles. He never played in Los Angeles, so really all he played was San Diego. But I think it's more to do with the system that he was in. And a lot of times that's just the facts. So I think he will do better this year, and I think he'll be a very good signing for us. It's no risk to the New York Giants. I mean, so I think there's high upside for us this year, and I think we can repeat what we did last year. I think the Giants are going to be the best team in the division, and I think the Cowboys could be the worst team in the division. They have no secondary. Everyone left. Okay, let's be real here. Barry Church, J.J. Wilcox left. Okay? They're on the verge of losing Brandon Carr. Morris Claiborne. Like, I'm ready to lose him. So let's be real here right now. That defense is hurting. And they got no cap space to fix it. Washington Redskins suck. All over the place. And the Eagles, they're not much better on defense than the Cowboys. They have no secondary neither. And when you gotta face Brandon Marshall, Odell Beckham Jr., and Sterling Shepard 2 games a year, each the Cowboys and the Eagles, that's potential 4 losses because you got no one in that secondary to defend them. Let's be real here right now. They're going to have troubles this year, the Cowboys and Eagles, stopping wide receivers. And quite frankly, that's the benefit of the New York Football Giants. And quite frankly, that could be 4 wins on our schedule with no doubt in my mind. Unless they do something to improve that secondary, I don't think a rookie can stand up to guard against Odell, Marshall, and Shepard. I'm sorry to tell you. And that's just facts. All right, this is the end of our podcast. Check our podcast weekly. Keep on looking this week because we're going to have it every day. We'll try to do it every day, send one out every day. So just keep on checking out our YouTube channel and have a great day.